Hi guys, thank you for coming for another edition of Tech Trend. Today we have Oluwatobi Yusuf. So Yusuf, I would like you to introduce yourself.
Good day, everyone. My name is Oluwatobi Yusuf. I'm a software developer. To be precise, I develop business applications. I also automate business processes. Then I also do a little of data visualization using Power BI. That's where I display the results for clients in a chat. My leisure time, I love fish farming. I love farming a lot. So my dad's a fish farmer. I also assist him. My mom also is into something like that, and also myself. It's something I do for friends. And I also have interest in energy transition. That's reducing of all this fossil fuel. That's basically.
Toby, you have wide experience cut across almost all the whole technical sector. You are a software developer. You have experience into data analysis. You just made mention about you bringing insight from Power BI and your strong passion for fish farming. I think that one is is also something very nice. What inspires you?
From the start, like before I got into the university, I've always been someone who looked at tech as the future. I've always been someone who I see a lot of things. For example, like I said, I have passion for farming. So you know how farming is. A lot of graduates don't go into this farming of a thing because they see it as one active kind of work and they want to do for this particular job instead. But I see farming as the future, and I see that the only way to move this farming or this agricultural sector is by implementing tech into it. So that was basically where my journey of tech all started. That's what inspired me to go for engineering and also to be a passion of tech. Then tech itself, while I entered the school, you know how school is like, you have to do lecture, do all this JAR, cram, and all of that, which actually like moved me off the tech aspect. But during my 400 level, I was introduced to this Cognizant lab. So it's a tech hub where they train people. So I went there and I was trained on RStudio. Then that ignited my passion for tech. Then I became, I just wanted to know how to implement this tech in different fields and how it's been integrated in business processes in the modern world. Like, it's not just about tech. It's about implementing it. How do you bring it to reality? How do you bring it to reality? How do people get to use this, and how does it get to help the world? How do you contribute to the world? That's where it's all ignited, and then I started from there. That's where I learned RStudio, like I said. That's basically for data science. Then later on, I moved on to Python. Then I needed to know a little bit of C# before I got to where I am today, and I'm into. I use a lot of C#, then a little of TypeScript, some other programming language. But that's how my tech journey all started and how it got into where I am today.
You have strong passion for robotics processing. Is there a project on ground that you are working on currently?
Oh yes. For now, I use I don't know if you know about Microsoft RPA, that's Microsoft Robotic Process Automation. Yes, I'm also into robotic process automation. Recently, I finished a process automation for a client. For example, I would just like to mention an insight of how this works. Now, at the point where an HR wants to recruit, now there's what they call the onboarding process, where the employee, the person just coming in, fills in some documents manually, then HR has to go back to fill in these documents into the system, then he has to send the document, print it out, then send it to some management guys, can be up to like 3 managers for approval. Then he has to go to those offices, collect it, go to the office, then collect it. After that, goes to facility department for ID card, there's that, and some other department. Now with what I did, all you need to do is just send this from the mail there. Once the HR just click the mail or click this button, it just sends a mail to the employee, fills in the details. Once the employee fills in the details, automatically this is sent to whichever manager needs to approve. Now sends to the first manager. If the first manager approves it, it automatically goes to the next manager for approval. Then at the point where it goes to the first manager, the HR is notified. He knows what's going on. Now if it's rejected, it goes back to the HR, telling the HR this is why it is, because based on the mail there, all the manager needs to do is just click a button, it goes either to the next, or it's rejected, it goes back to the HR, telling the HR this is the issue. HR reaches out to the employee who rectifies the issue, then they send it back. Then if it's approved at this case, it goes on to the next person. At the point where it goes to the next person, automatically all the HR and the manager needs to do is click a button on his mail right there while saying it. It goes to the next person, HR is notified that it's at this person. Once the next person clicks, it goes to the next person. Once the next person approves, once all the approvals have been done, HR is notified, then automatically goes to maybe say facility department. It goes to facility department. At the facility department, the work at that facility department, he assigns the task. Maybe it's the manager that gets it, and he's not the one who does the ID card printing and all of that. He assigns the task automatically from there to whichever person he assigns to. Once he clicks the button, he's assigned to social person. The drop down comes, he assigns to social person. The person is notified immediately that he's been assigned to do this. Once the person does that, all he needs to do is write on the mail, click a button. This is done. I've done this already. HR is notified. Oh, this is done. The employee is at work is notified also. Or if they want the employees to notify, I can do that. The employee is notified, but for this case, employee is notified, just the HR is notified. The HR reaches out to the employee, notify the employee about, this is this ID card and this have been ready. And whichever other department need to carry out any processes, all that's all automated. Then for the robotic process automation, what it does is basically all these processes that you do. For example, a salesperson imputes some invoices on the system. Maybe it gets an invoice and imputes it on the system. Now with this robotic process automation, you just need to do it say 3-4 times. This is to allow my robot, because it's like a robot implemented into a business process or into these automations. Now it's just like a robot. So once you do it 4 or 5 times, this robot learns from what you've done and it does it. Next time you don't need to do that. All you need to do is, once the document is on the system, you just need to tap a button or two. The robot does the same thing you've done the 4 times you've done it fast, which it has learned from. It does it and it sends it for the same processes. So with that, you see that the stress is being reduced. So all these document approval, all these processes of filing documents, or all these other processes of carrying out all this manual process, it has all been eliminated. So tax is being reduced and it's just it creates efficiency. So this is basically bringing automation to reality.
Do you feel, because of your background as an engineer, it was part of what made it easier for you to understand these processes, even when you picked up software development into it?
I would say it helps, but totally it's not all about engineering. Like engineering is different from development, programming, and software development on its own. Engineering it has its own field on its own, but I would say in a way, yeah, it helps. It's kind of granting an edge, but it's not all. So you might not be in engineering field and you are in this field. I have people who are from even project management, I have partners, colleagues who are from project management, who are from other departments like agricultural science, biochemistry, other departments like that, and they're doing very well in this field. They're doing very well. But yes, personally for me, I was engineering kind of gave me an edge.
Do you feel that you are going to inculcate your desire to create automated system and to create real-time automated robots, like a physical robot that can simplify different processes cut across different sectors?
Yes, I believe I'll still get to that aspect, but for that aspect, at that point I'll just still need a team. That's where you create, when you talk of creating a physical robot, obviously I'm talking about creating physical parts. So obviously I'll need a team. So my team I have mechanical guys in the team. I have guys who fabricate equipment and all of that. I have different parts. I will need to bring in maybe a control engineer into that team. But obviously, yes, that can be incorporated. But what I'll do in that point is I have a team. Yes, I have a team who build the physical structure. Then what I do is the software part. I automate the processes into the software, more like a bot is being created, but it's more like a physical bot is being created, and you have this automations done into that bot, the physical bot, and it's being implemented. Obviously, that can be done, but that's the future. And yes, I'm moving towards that.